crunchy on the outside and mushy on the inside. Not too sweet, it's the perfect autumn dessert. It's the apple pie.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lunatic Cooking. I'm the Lunatic who cooks this stuff, and we are actually off to a start with our first dessert on the channel. We are making the classic apple pie. It's October right now and I like to work with seasonal desserts. And while October is a little bit late already, but I do think that the apples are still quite in season, and I always associate apple pie with such like fall type of dessert, you know, just nice crunchy top with a soft mushy apple interior with some cinnamon or allspice. It's incredibly simple, takes a little while, but let's make this all-time classic apple pie.
Okay, so let's talk about our ingredients. We are gonna use 12 green apples like this. The reason why we're using green apples as opposed to red is because green apples are more tart, and this is the more sort of flavor palette that we are going for in this particular dish. So I'm using just a Tesco unsalted butter, egg, allspice, cinnamon, custard sugar, and flour. So for this particular dish, we are not going to be using our 00 flour that has a high content of gluten. We are going to be using the cake flour. So this is a kind of your standard run-of-the-mill all-purpose flour. I do feel like it has a slight amount of baking powder, but we will use a little bit more. So the reason why we are using this one is because cake flour generally has a lower quantity of protein, which makes it crispier when using in crumbly dough. So when you are, that's just a fun fact. I was actually researching it myself because I was like, why all these different flours? So this is what I found out. Apparently cake flour has a lower amount of protein, which means that it develops gluten less efficiently, which makes it ideal for crispy cake, shortcake type of recipes, as opposed to like pizza dough or pasta that would have a very well developed gluten that is more like stretchy and doughy. This one is more appropriate for just like crumbly dough, basically. All right, so let's talk our dough. For the dough, as I was saying, I am using the cake flour, but I also mixed in a little bit of this one. It's not necessary that you mix this flour, but take a good look at it. If you have a Polish shop nearby, go visit it, because it does make a little bit of a difference. This flour is perfect for crumbly, crispy cakes. It's called Krupczatka. And it's specifically for cakes which are kind of crumbly. So if you can't get your hands on it, don't worry. It's not necessary. I put it because I have it available. So, and if you have a Polish shop nearby, take a photo, take a screen. Now is your moment, and show it to the cashier. They'll be happy to help you to get it. This is the other one that I was using. If you also want to take a screenshot, go ahead. I will add 2 teaspoons of baking powder to the mix. Sugar, flour. Totally there is 320 grams of flour. I used half cake flour, half Krupczatka. And sugar, I used just standard custard sugar, 80 grams, and a pack of this one. This is vanilla sugar. I get it from the Polish shop as well. Wanna take a screenshot? Show it to your Polish shop cashier. They'll help you. The thing is, like, I feel like Polish shop has the best ingredients for baking. And there's this very characteristic flavor to cakes and baking goods that I've grown up around, and that's why I always get my baking ingredients from the Polish shop. But I really wanted to share it with you just so that you can see the effect that we can get with these ingredients. So if you have one nearby you, I highly recommend that you go visit your Polish shop and you buy these flours and this sugar and these ingredients. Next, you just want to mix your dry ingredients quite thoroughly so they're nicely mixed up. Perfect. That should do it. Then you're gonna use one medium or large egg and crack it into your dough. Set this aside and grab your butter. 200 grams of unsalted butter. I like to cut it in half like this. I let it sit at a room temperature for like about an hour. I forgot to take it out of the fridge, but thankfully my dad called me and we had a really lovely chat. So I was able to let the butter rest. And then you will proceed to throw it into your dough. It's going to make it easier if you cut it like this to kind of work the butter into the flour, into the sugar. It's going to take less time for you to bring it all together. All right. So it goes in the bowl like this. And now the fun bit. You take your hands and you work the dough like so. You just sort of want to press the flour into the butter with the egg. Let it all come together. And you continue pressing like so until the butter absorbs all of the flour. The colder your butter, the longer it's going to take, the harder it's going to be to press it. So it is a good idea to let your butter rest a little bit before incorporating it into the flour and creating this dough. But if you don't have time to let it wait, or you're impatient like me, then you're just gonna have to work it. I was lucky today that my dad called me, because I would have been one of those people who have to work it today. So here it is. You kind of work it like this and press the dough more and more together until it all comes into one singular dough. If you use the vanilla sugar like I did, it's going to have this lovely vanilla scent already hanging in your kitchen. Honestly, it makes me crave the dough. I actually want to taste it. It's beautiful. Oh, that delicate vanilla scent that's on that sugar, it goes such a long way. I can't recommend it enough, you guys. Make sure you take a trip to your Polish shop, because it's worth it. Then once it's kind of like almost whole, I just want to get all the bits, bring it here like so. And now you kind of just want to make a ball like this with your dough. Alright, now that you have your dough, you want to wrap it in cling film and put it in the fridge for an entire hour. So, let's peel some apples. Grab one and peel it. Wow, actually these apples are amazing. As I was peeling them, they had been dripping juice all over my hands, so it means that they are perfect and in season and ready to go. So let's do this. So next you want to grab your apple and you want to cut it in a way that you can remove the core of it. So we are gonna cut it almost like in the half here, like this, and then like this, and then like this, and then like this, so that you get the core and you can get rid of it. Like if you get like a little bit like this here, it's okay, it's not the end of the world. So you want to get this and repeat this for the rest of your apples. Let's do this. Alright, so here we are. I'm gonna be using this, the big holes on the grater. I'm gonna mount it like this in my machine. Do like this. If you have something similar, you feel free to use it. But other than that, you are able to use a big box grater. So if this is a box grater, how does it work? This is a box grater here. You will be using this side of the box grater. So the machine that I'm using uses the same type of size of the holes. So use that. All right, here we are. So we are gonna now transfer our apples to a bowl like so. You wanna grab these apples from here and drop them in like so, and they're very juicy. So your apples should look something along these lines. You want to leave it sitting for 20 minutes, and then we are going to reconvene and squeeze the juice out of them. Alright, so now that your apple pie dough has rested in the fridge, I actually had it in the fridge for about 3 hours. If you've been watching my vlog, you know I've been making pasta. You want to divide your dough into 2 parts. One part you're going to stick in the freezer for a little bit more while we're working with this. So let's get to work. Alright, back to our cake. So now we are going to take some parchment paper and line it up on the cake form. I'm using this type of cake form. I actually don't know how big it is. It's not the biggest I've ever had, but it's deep enough, so it's going to be perfect. You can also use, I think, a 24-inch round cake form. Sorry, 24 centimeters, not 24 inch. 24 centimeters. See, the one time I'm trying to use the crazy metric system instead of the normal kilometers, meters, centimeters, then I make mistakes. That's why I don't do that. So you just want to line it up like so. Leave it on the side for now. Now we're going to strain the apples. Alright, so here we are. You want to take some cloth, cheesecloth ideally, and line a bowl with it. And now we're going to work in batches. So we're gonna take some of the apples, like, and try to get about half of it. Enough that it seems like we'll be able to strain it. And then you wanna start, twisting to release some of those juices. The good thing is that later on you can drink it. Alright, I think this is enough. You don't want to twist it too hard either. And then you want to put this into yet another bowl. Thank God I had so many. So, put this here, like so, and we will season it later. Now you want to put the cloth back here and transfer the rest of the apples over. Like so. And now you just want to squeeze and twist so that they release a good amount of juices. Like so. Perfect. Put them back. Alright. And you're done. You can transfer this to a glass and drink it. Alright, let's do our dough. Alright, actually, before we proceed with the dough, sorry guys, it's been a long day. We want to season our apples with cinnamon. So apples are naturally quite sweet. I'm gonna start with allspice. Just a bit, not too much. Allspice is quite powerful. And then cinnamon. Like so. I wasn't measuring it, but say 2 tablespoons, perhaps. I like cinnamon, so then you just wanna spread that goodies all around. These apples are very sweet. I actually had a glass of juice that came out of these apples when I squeezed them, and it was very sweet, very refreshing. So we don't even need to add any more sugar to it. All right, now let's do the dough. So we are gonna grab our dough and we are going to slice it like so. Now slice it. Falling apart a little bit. Place it on your form like so. And now we are going to work it. So work the dough until it covers the entire bottom of the pan. And here we are. I kind of ran out of dough a little bit here on the sides, but doesn't matter. Let's put our apples on top. Like so. I actually got a lot of apples for this one. I like using as much stuff as I buy, because then if I, like, technically I could have used 2 or 3 apples less, but then I would have them lying around, and knowing me, I would never eat them. So I like to use ingredients according to how much they come in a pack, you know. I just wanna spread it out evenly. Try it, delicious. All right, like so. Now we're gonna put this on the side. Now we're going to the top. All right, so to do the top, you're gonna take your box grater, your frozen dough, and you're gonna grate it on the big holes of the grater, of the box grater, like a cheese, like a mozzarella. There you go. Oh no. Sometimes it will crumble a little bit, so you just have to work it. And if you have pieces like this, they are fine as well. So work with the dough quickly because it will gain temperature. Even just touching the butter starts to melt it, so you just want to go as quickly as you can. But of course, be careful about your fingers, because I am not liable for your clumsiness. I'm clumsy enough as it is myself, and you guys know, one me is enough to take care of. Alright, so you do like this. We can crumble the rest. Alright, and then you're gonna take your pie and you're gonna spread the crumble all around on top of this beautiful pie that we have just made. I mean, is it even a pie? That's my question. It's like a cake, but it's like somewhere between a pie and a cake. In Polish, we call that placek, and I don't know how to call this in English. All right, so this goes into the oven, up and down heating, 180 degrees Celsius for about an hour. Not more than 70 minutes. Just judge by the color on the top. Alright, I'll see you then. Alright, so here we are. Apple pie. I've failed a little bit. Make sure you bake it with the up and down setting of the oven. But I let it rest for the night. And it is the next day now. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's give it a taste test now, shall we? I like to serve it with a little bit of icing powder. And I find that a little bit of chocolate sauce as well goes a long way. You can use caramel too. It goes really well with apples. Alright, let's again. Mmm. Oh my god. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. So yes, it could use that heat from the bottom that unfortunately I messed up. But it's still amazing. Like the bottom is still relatively crunchy. It's not as crunchy as it could be, but this is where using that Polish flour that I showed you earlier comes a long way. It could be more crumbly, but it's still good. The top is absolutely delicious. Like it's very crunchy. It's soft on the inside. It's not like overly juicy, and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of like mushy and tart and soft on the inside. And it's just the perfect fall dessert. If you like this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop me a comment down below. Introduce yourself. Let me know who you are. If you try out this recipe, don't make my mistakes. Learn from me. If you have any recipes that you'd like me to try, or if you tried this one and you want to share it, let me know down below. I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much, and bye!